Do you know what happens when you spend time outside every single day, no matter the weather or life events, and you do it in Alaska? That's what I'm working to find out. I'm Amy Bouchatz, and this is my weekly outdoor diary where I tell you what I've been seeing and learning through my own daily outdoor habit tackling the Humans Outside 365 challenge. Sometimes it's awesome. Sometimes it's hilarious and full of fails. But it's always my real life. Let's go. As an introvert, I face a mighty struggle with fear of missing out, or FOMO. I really want to stay home or do things by myself. I love me. Being with me is the best. And being with me at my house, surrounded by all of my comfort items, is peak wonderfulness. Yeah, this is probably why I love my van and even the vest I wear to run with so very much. They are both full of my self-sufficiency comfort items. But I digress. This love of being at home and by myself is an absolute war with my second love, which is to be out doing epic things and having fantastic adventures. Because while I really do like being at home and spending a Sunday just clicking away at my to-dos in my house, or better yet, curled up with a good book, is super ideal sounding, the other part of me absolutely does not love the idea of missing out on the epic thing. In short, I want to go on adventures, but to do them, I have to fight with my other want of staying home. But truth is, once I get past that internal struggle, I've never once regretted doing the epic thing. I've never once regretted the process of planning for it. I've never regretted the sacrifice and the other things I've given up to make it happen. It's easy to say that on the other side of having done something really exciting and memorable outside this week. Photos only tell the story of how awesome it was to be out there. After picking a day in the coming week that seemed to have the most ideal weather of all the options, a few friends and I met up at the parking lot at 8 a.m. With running packs stuffed with jackets and snacks, we ran about 8.5 miles out to a frozen lake full of towering blue icebergs on the edge of the Knik Glacier. We crossed two streams with our feet protected in trash bags. We gingerly traveled across what I have to say was a very sketchy-seeming iced-over river crossing. We reveled in the stunning blue, otherworldly landscape of the glacier lake. And then we ran back to our cars. The trip took us just under 5 hours, including the glacier lake exploring time. But since getting there and home was kind of a haul, 40 minutes each way to the parking lot, and since the run completely wiped me out and I spent the rest of the day sitting in a chair eating snacks, it was basically a whole day commitment. Now, let's think about all the things I missed by doing this. I had to take a day away from a really important and time-sensitive grant project I'm doing for a startup online news website I'm launching. I got up at 4 a.m. so I could get a couple of hours in on it and another project before the run. My kid had a really important doctor appointment, and since they were booked out and I couldn't move it, I lucked out by my husband being able to take my son instead, something that isn't always the case. Running this made me feel so tired that I then lost the rest of the day for any other projects. I actually prepared most of what we were going to eat for dinner before I left that morning, so I didn't have to do it when I got home. Also, because I missed that time for work on the project, I then had to work on it over the weekend instead. I also had to sacrifice the idea of making a set plan for the week ahead of time. This adventure was really weather dependent, and I knew if I got to Thursday and the weather had changed, we'd be canceling. I love a plan, but I've learned the best adventures require intense flexibility. For most people, that flexibility is something you have to prioritize in life thanks to things like jobs and schedules. If you want to be someone with tons of it, you gotta build your life around the concept. Life does not automatically lend itself to flexibility. I've made some pretty major changes in my life over the last year to make it so that I have more of that. Finally, the pictures don't show the work I did for this adventure ahead of time. We did a similar run in 2020 that has stuck in my memory, and I knew that this was something I absolutely positively wanted to do this March. I don't know about you, but I am not someone who can wake up one day and simply run 17 miles. I have to work up to that and maintain a base fitness level. And so that's what I did. Running in the winter is a whole different thing, so I focused on making sure I had time on feet that wasn't too far away from how long I thought this run would take. That meant running in the winter even when I didn't want to, even when the weather was horrible. It also meant taking breaks when I didn't want to. When I started having breathing problems thanks to vocal cord irritation or dysfunction, I know, I was surprised that's a thing too, I got extra careful about making sure that wasn't going to be a problem all spring, which actually meant not running some of the time. Sacrifice, flexibility, preparation. Those are the costs of a few hours to do something epic outside. And have I ever regretted doing them? Have I ever regretted giving up some of those things? No, I have not. Not a single time. When I think about it ahead of time, the things I have to give up might seem like too much. But in retrospect, it was worth it. You can see photos from my epic day going to the Kinnick Glacier on Humans Outside on Facebook and Instagram. And I want to see photos of your outdoor time too, epic or not. Share them with hashtag HumansOutside365. And until next time, we'll see you out there.